Hello, and welcome back to Cooking with Jamie. Today, we are going to make a lot of delicious recipes with dried apricots. Now, little known fact, I am currently filming this in a horrifyingly unconditioned room in New Jersey, and so if you see the beads of sweat dripping down my face, just be a doll and ignore them. Thank you. Now, the first recipe we're making is a delicious Moroccan chicken tagine. For this recipe, we're going to need 1 large chicken breast, or 2 small ones, 1 very thinly sliced white onion, about 1/4 cup of thinly sliced almonds, and cumin, paprika, ground ginger, and cinnamon, as well as some crushed or minced garlic. We're also going to need 2 large carrots peeled and about 3 ounces or 1/3 cup of dried apricots and basmati rice. The amount of rice you cook is up to the instructions on your rice cooker, but I'm using about a cup. Now, let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is separate our apricots and chop up half of them. We're going to add these apricots to the sliced almonds and cook it with the basmati rice. Follow the instructions on your rice cooker for how to cook this rice. Now, in a step I'm sure you're familiar with, we're going to add our onions to some hot oil and let them brown. Meanwhile, chop up the other half of your apricots and you're also going to want to cube your chicken breast and chop up the carrots. You can do any of these steps however you'd like, just make sure that everything is uniform. This is a very simple version of a classic tagine, a Moroccan style one. I hope you guys really enjoy it. Now, we're going to add all of our spices and our garlic to the now browned onions and cook that until fragrant for about a minute. Next, we're going to add our apricots and our carrots. You're going to want to cover this mixture completely with either chicken broth or water. And then you're going to let that all simmer until nice and reduced. Once that's reduced, add in your chicken and continue to cook until the chicken is fully cooked through. Our next recipe is a classic simmus. It's a Jewish dish that is often served during Passover. It's really sweet. It's a sweet take on roasted vegetables. For it, we're going to need about 1/2 cup of orange juice, 1 tablespoon of cinnamon, 3 ounces or 1/3 cup of dried apricots, 2 large carrots, 1 large sweet potato, and about 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. The first thing we're going to do is chop up both of our root vegetables. These sizes should be fairly similar, but don't stress too much about it. I always cut my carrots a little smaller than my sweet potato. Add these to a deep baking dish and mix the cinnamon, brown sugar, and orange juice together in a bowl. You're going to want to pour that mixture on top of our vegetables, add in our apricots, and stir it all up. Now, you're going to want to bake this at 350 degrees, and it has to be covered the entire time. This is a low and slow type of recipe. These might be in the oven for up to 2 hours. Check them periodically with a fork and make sure they're tender. Our next recipe is a really simple apricot preserve. We're going to need half a cup of sugar, 6 ounces or 2/3 cup of apricot, 2 tablespoons lemon juice, and half a stick of cinnamon. The first thing we're going to do, of course, is chop up all of our apricot. Now, unlike a normal preserve, this only takes about an hour to make, and a lot of that is just letting the mixture boil. This is a fridge jam, so you're not going to want to keep this in the cabinet. You're going to want to keep it in your refrigerator. Now, we're going to need about 3 cups of water for this recipe. And you're going to add the sugar, cinnamon, and apricots to this water and let it simmer until completely reduced. You don't want your temperature too high. You don't want this to boil. Again, low and slow, just like the simits. Once the mixture is beautiful and syrupy, you're going to add in the lemon juice and stir it. This will give the sweet mixture a nice tanginess and also keep everything fresher longer. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? My favorite way to serve it is on toast with goat cheese and red onion. You can also serve this on a bagel with cream cheese, the apricot preserve, and the red onion. Either way, this flavor profile is one of my favorites, and it's so, so good. But you can really use this preserve however you want. This is our final recipe, and I have to say, it looks beautiful. Now, let's take a look at our other recipes. We're going to serve up the tagine now. You can see everything is cooked and colorful and absolutely delicious. Add a scoop on top of our flavored rice, and if you want to, add some green olives on top. This is classic and very traditional for a lot of African dishes. It adds a fresh tanginess that I love. Our simmis looks really good. It's sweet and tender and delicious. I hope you guys liked cooking with me today, and I hope you try out some of these recipes. You can pick up the recipes at either the library or find a downloadable version on the library's website. Again, I hope you guys had fun, and I hope that you continue to watch my baking series. and I hope that you continue to watch my cooking series. We're coming to an end, and I've had so much fun with you guys.